Hello everybody, my name's Joe Quick and this is Joe's Quick Review. Today we're going to be looking at Lucy Dreaming, and here she is in all her glory, inviting us into the weird and wonderful world of her dreams. But first, a quick Kickstarter shout out. If you like solving problems, maybe you'll enjoy helping Morris with his life's trials and tribulations, whilst exploring the wonderful world of jazz. So that's Blue Wednesday by Buff Studio, currently running its Kickstarter campaign. If you're interested, go check it out. And next week I'll be solving different kinds of puzzles in Dross by Emerge Worlds, an 80s inspired action adventure about a slime in its human shell. It sounds interesting, so hit that subscribe button and join me next week. But as I said before, this week's all about Lucy Dreaming by Tom Hardwidge and Tall Story Games. This is a pixel art point-and-click adventure game inspired by the classic LucasArts Lucasfilms games of the late 80s. Monkey Island, Maniac Mansion, Indiana Jones, Loom, Zack McCracken, to name but a few. So how does it compare? Released in October 2022, this has been sitting in my backlog for quite some time. And more fool me, I've only been playing this game for an hour and a bit and I can't get enough of it. If you're a fan of the classic point-and-click genres, then I guarantee that you will enjoy this. Packed with lots of nostalgic references to classic games and British culture, quips and comedy with every click of the mouse, all brought to life in a colourful and characteristic world. The gameplay is typical of the point-and-click genre, with options to look at, pick up, talk to, and use people and objects throughout the game. And there are a lot of things to interact with. I spent the first 10 minutes of the game investigating all the different elements of Lucy's room, from her furniture to her collection of barely non-IP infringing memorabilia, and then about 20 to 30 books on her bookshelf. Was all this necessary? Yes and no. Personally, I enjoyed the references, the little jokes and throwbacks in Lucy's room, and occasionally buried amongst all of the items is a little hint on how to progress.
I have a watch that does more than this piece of crap.
But going through the same process in the bathroom's medicine cabinet,
Let's see what we've got in here.
Didn't provide me with the same level of entertainment. Whilst there were bits of humour tied to every element of the game, sometimes it felt like I was looking through a shopping catalogue, but I didn't actually know what I needed to buy. And I'm just talking about looking at these items. Looking at 30 items is one thing, but attempting to pick them up, talk to them, or use them makes for a lot of clicking. This caught me out once or twice where I didn't pick up a specific item and it left me struggling to solve the puzzle. But in terms of puzzle difficulty, if the items were in my inventory, I found them fairly easy to solve. Whilst I'm not a master point-and-click adventurer, I am something of a veteran, so if you are new to the genre you may find them a bit more challenging. Just pay attention to that dialogue, because even something as simple as a doormat may be the item you need to solve a certain problem. Hint hint.
You should never put these in your ears, which makes cleaning your ears with them particularly difficult.
Despite the clickfest with 100 interactable objects, the game really develops plot-wise as you gather items and create your dream world.
Great stuff. Now it's ready to put things into.
Now I haven't been playing this for long, but I love the creative potential here. You stick items in your dream box,
In you go, Mr. Fumble.
and they appear in your dream, impacting the world and the characters whenever you enter the dream world.
This is where all hell breaks loose. It's my crappy dream box, with a plant joke book inside, and a toy bear. Oh heck, I thought my regular dream was weird.
The first time I entered the dream world, I instantly thought of Tim Schafer's Double Fine's Psychonauts series. In that game, you enter people's minds and ultimately try to fix their problems without causing too much damage in the process. The world inside their brain is a reflection of their personality, their problems, and their life's memories. And here we have the same limitless potential. You stick things in a box and create the world of your dreams. Although maybe not the world of your dreams, if that makes sense.
They look like a fun lot.
In fact, it actually has a lot of similarities to Psychonauts. Delve into the subconscious mind? Check. A host of entertaining and original characters? Check. Mind-reading devices? Check. A rucksack? Check. With badge achievements? Check. And a whole bundle of mysteries to solve. So if you've ever wondered how Psychonauts would play as a point and click, you should probably check out Lucid Dreaming. The game is available now on Xbox, Steam, GOG, itch, iPhone and Android, so there really is no reason not to have this in your game library. Now let's throw out some ratings. Assuming pixel art is your thing, the graphics are amazing. Every scene is brought to life with such detail that you feel fully immersed in the environment, and it's not always pretty. Cracks in the walls, peeling wallpaper, splashes of questionable fluids here and there make it that much more believable. Another benefit is that 99% of the time you can identify an object just by looking at it, which isn't always the case with pixel art. Graphics get a full 5 stars. In terms of animation, things generally run smoothly. Lucy is definitely well polished, but some other characters in the game, such as the librarian, move a bit stiffly. This is one of the fallbacks of character design in pixel art, but not something that takes away from the enjoyment of the game. Plus, bringing a carnivorous plant to life in this format, or in this format, is something of an achievement itself. Animation gets 4 stars. I'd be tempted to give cutscenes 5 stars, but I'm going to cross them out in this instance. Anything that you would consider a cutscene is so short and it fits seamlessly into the gameplay that you wouldn't notice the short break in play. I'm absolutely loving the story so far. We're introduced to Lucy, who is obviously having nightmares.
Here we go again.
It would seem these are somehow connected to a local murder in relation to a theme park opening. She has the insane ability to fall asleep on demand. I am slightly jealous. And when she goes to sleep, we enter her dreams, which are influenced by the items we have put in the dream box. I'm hoping we get to revisit the dreams with different influences on the characters and environments based on the contents of the box, but we'll see. We've also met her brother, who has the typical trait of a young boy, deconstructing
It
things.
looks like my twin brother Lloyd is torturing another helpless animal.
Yep.
Perhaps with a more sadistic Sid from Toy Story kind of energy, and the potential of a mad scientist. And some other colourful characters around the fictional British town of Figginton.
Not again! Give my hat back, you little gits!
After all that, he ran the wrong way. What a plonker.
I'm really
Okay.
enjoying it and I can't wait to see what comes next. Story gets 5 stars. The user interface is nice and simple, but point and click games don't demand a significant amount of creativity in this area. The text is clearly visible against the background. The inventory is easy to access and again it's clear what the items are. The action list is highlighted with pictures and animations, so it's clear if you are looking at or talking to something, and if you're really struggling there is a help icon which highlights important interactions in the scene. The good thing is you have to hold this button down, so you can't accidentally click on it and spoil the puzzle if you're a stubborn problem solver like myself. The downside is you get these blobby location icons appear on the screen, which does take away from your immersion in the game. I've seen other games just highlight the object's shapes, which is a bit more subtle but much nicer in my opinion. The other icons, the settings and the inventory arrows also have this same blobby blue which just doesn't quite fit as nicely into the overall game design, so I'll give the UI 4 stars. I really like the controls, and you may be thinking what is there to like? You point and you click. But Lucid Dreaming has a variety of input options to navigate the screen. You can use the scroll wheel on your mouse to switch between actions. You can do the same by clicking the right mouse button. You can use keyboard shortcuts and even console controls if you prefer. As I play the game, I keep finding myself controlling it in a different fashion. As point and click goes, I'm giving it 5 stars. We'll cross out the social element, there are no multiplayer or online options here. Maybe 1 star, as you'll pick up some decent dad jokes to tell your friends.
What's a flytrap's favourite game? Snap. Thank you, I'm here all week.
Is it replayable? Well, there's no plot routes or alternate endings that I'm aware of, but if the game continues in the way that it's captured my attention so far, then I'd be tempted to revisit the story in maybe a year or 2. God knows I played Monkey Island more than a dozen times, but I also had more time on my hands and a much smaller game library. I'll give replayability a humble 3 stars. It has a really fun, bubbly, lively soundtrack, which would even make a point-and-click operation in Microsoft Excel seem exciting. Something I could happily listen to without necessarily playing the game. The sound effects are spot on and the voiceovers are top notch, so well done to the team there, and I'll give the soundtrack 5 stars. As I mentioned before, the controls are very flexible. You can switch subtitles on and off, swearing on and off, probably replaced with beeps, but I've not actually tested that. Languages are available for both English and German. You can change the screen resolution, but not much else in terms of display settings. In relation to the gameplay, you can take it at your own pace, there's no need for quick reaction times, but I think that's about it in terms of accessibility. I'll give it 2 stars. So that's a pretty big thumbs up for Lucid Dreaming, and I'm not the only person that thinks so. It has nothing but very positive reviews on Steam, and a number of other rewards and acknowledgements. As always, if you've played the game, let me know your thoughts. If you disagree with my ratings, please let me know why. But for now, that's it from me. Please join me again for my next review, and have a wonderful week.